Hello, guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Unique Items. Today we're going to be going over the unique item known as Scoundrel's Kiss. This was introduced last season in Season 4, I believe, and it's an interesting ring because it definitely helps with the issue of rapid fire not really being an AoE skill. It had some odd little quirks at first, and they kind of fixed it a little bit, and it's more interesting now. First off, let's talk about how rapid fire works specifically. So rapid fire itself is an ability that doesn't really have a lot of AoE damage. And let me go ahead and just generate some energy here. So when you fire it off, it just kind of fires directly at a target. Another interesting thing about the skill, or rather lack of interesting, is the fact that it doesn't really pierce. So if I'm trying to fire at this target right here, and there's a target in the way, well, it's not really going to hit the additional targets. I might get some incidental damage from the main target, but it's not really going to give me as much as I would like. Scoundrel's Kiss kind of fixes this with rapid fire, and allows rapid fire to become more of a skill that is AoE, which we'll be talking about. So first off, Scoundrel's Kiss, of course, has 10% all resistances, like all rings, and it also has 10% poison resistance, which all rings have 1 static resistance. On top of this, Scoundrel's Kiss also has a pretty nice attack speed bonus of 7 to 9% increase to attack speed, which of course could be a lot higher if you get like a master working and greater affix stuff. It also gives you a 3% critical strike chance to each enhanced rapid fire bonus, which does go between 2.5 to 4%. Now, critical strike chance to each rapid fire bonus. What exactly is it talking about? So if we go take a look at rapid fire itself, it says each subsequent arrow from rapid fire has a 5% increased critical strike chance, up to a 25% chance on the 5th arrow. So just for right now, let's go ahead and pull some points here. So that we can actually have access to this. Alright, so that means that basically as you're firing, you're going to get a critical strike bonus. There's 5 shots in the attack, and so each attack is going to be a little bit more of a chance to crit than the last, right? Well, this is going to give me up to a 4% bonus, which is actually not bad. I only have a 3% here, but let's go ahead and throw that on for the time being. And that's going to mean that I have an additional bonus damage, or bonus critical strike chance. Now, on top of this, we also have some other bonuses. Like, for instance, first off, we've got the 15.5% to 20% projectiles cast twice. Mr. Nemo is being a right little turd, isn't he? Like, Nemo. I don't want a chinchilla hat, sir. Okay, fine. Sit up there. But you better be good and stop putting your tail in my face.
Mr. Goody Two Shoes, Mr. Goody Two Shoes. Ginger Evil Mentor here. Why bother farming when you can go to MMOEXP.com and simply purchase your items in gold? GGM would have you farm the items. What a pathetic being. Use code GEM Ginger Evil Mentor for 6% off your entire purchase. And don't tell Ginger Gaming Mentor that I was here.
Obviously, having the ability to cast rapid fire twice means the additional damage, and of course you could get a greater affix on that, and you could make it even better. They had to add these tempers into a lot of these items because, of course, the weapon tempers are very important for the damage output of your character, and it made a lot of sense to take something like this that is based on rapid fire and add a little bit of rapid fire projectiles cast twice. That's just what you would want, right? On top of this, we also have plus 2 to 3 to rapid fire itself, which of course is going to help the actual skill and gain more damage. But the real meat and potatoes of this ring, it comes down to the rapid fire now lobs exploding arrows that deal 15 to 35% increased damage. So instead of functioning like it normally did, which is where it fired in a straight line and only hit 1 target, now it's going to function differently, and it's going to shoot arrows up that are going to come down and are going to explode, and those explosions are going to do some pretty decent damage. As you can clearly see, I can pretty much just hold down the button indefinitely. But we went from being able to only damage basically like 1 monster to now we can damage basically all the monsters on the field at the same time, which is certainly very impressive. Now, this is what you would consider to be a build enabling ring, a build enabling item, because if you're going to be building rapid fire, this is definitely going to allow you to get much better AoE damage out of rapid fire. Now, there are other ways that you could potentially get AoE damage out of rapid fire besides using the Scoundrel's Kiss. If you didn't want to use this particular ring, there is the new sword. It's called the Umbracrux. I'm pretty sure I have it in here. Yes, the Umbracrux. It's not a sword, it's a dagger, my bad. And the Umbracrux has an interesting effect, which is it'll put down a totem. The totem that it puts down could be attacked by rapid fire to get a nice additional AoE damage as well. So, although Scoundrel's Kiss is definitely an interesting way to achieve an AoE damage on a relatively single target skill, the Umbracrux also offers another way that you could potentially get AoE damage on a single target skill. Now, granted, the very interesting thing about rapid fire, or the rapid fire now explodes arrows, is that you're getting a pretty nice amount of damage to basically all the targets around you. Comparatively, I mean, let's just look at my total damage output. So it looks like I got to remove Andariel's from this equation, because otherwise I'm just going to get tons of additional poisoning. So as you can see, I'm only getting like, what, 6, 7, 8... maybe like 10k. There was like a 20k overpower in there. So not exactly the most amazing. Let's go ahead and throw on the Scoundrel's Kiss ring. And as you can see, the damage of my ability has already skyrocketed by comparison to the previous versions. I'm getting, 10, 15, 64ks. I saw a couple 150s in there. There was an 82. Definitely a hell of a lot better in terms of damage output from the traditional rapid fire. I would definitely say at this point that Scoundrel's Kiss might be something that you would definitely want to consider if you were going to try to go with a rapid fire build at all. But if you're not using rapid fire, well, why even bother? There's definitely better rings out there for you to use, because this is a very specific unique. It's what I like to call a unique that is useless unless you are using that specific skill. I'm actually far more enticed by uniques that are more generic, in my opinion, because I think uniques that are more generic are more fun. But there's a place for very specific uniques in the game as well, and this one in particular just happens to be one of those. It is a rapid fire unique. If you are using rapid fire, then you are going to want to take a look at it. If you're not using rapid fire, then don't touch it. Now, where can you potentially get this item if you want to get your hands on it? This item can be farmed. If you go to Diablo 4.life, which I do have open right now, Diablo 4.life, you can take a look at our tools and the target farming tool. And in the target farming tool, you can very easily just click on the Scoundrel's Kiss, which comes from Lord Zir, as you can see here. So if you want to get your hands on a really nice Scoundrel's Kiss, you probably want to go check out Lord Zir. And Mr. Nimoy is currently in timeout because he's being a bad boy. I saw you trying to chew on my headphone wire. Okay? I seen little bearded. You got your little beard. I see your little beard. Got some little beard down there. Stop messing with my beard. Get a little That'd be good. That's not being bad. So said no Chinchilla ever. He'll be up to no good in the next 2 minutes. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals joining me, even when we're just talking about the Scoundrel's Kiss ring. I do think it's a good unique for the rapid fire builds, but I also think that there's other fun skills out there like penetrating shot and barrage and basic skill builds like heart seekers and all sorts of other stuff, and obviously this is no good for any of those. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals joining me when we're talking about these unique items. Make sure you say hello to Mr. Nimoy, the Chinchilla, and hit that like button and the subscribe button if you enjoy the content. And as always, keep watching.